Hello everybody, my name is Craig Bennett, and today I'm going to get into a video on how to make passive income using cryptocurrency and also things around cryptocurrency. Now, one big thing I want to mention, I'm not a financial advisor, not a tax advisor, not an investment advisor, and this is just a video on the internet made by someone just for educational and entertainment purposes. What am I considering as passive? Once you set it up, it's good to go. You basically don't have to touch it, other than minor here's and there's type of situation. So in this case, we got decentralized exchange. This, in my opinion, is the best method to do passive income. This is called yield farming. Yield farming is fairly simple. Basically, you put up a certain coin. So for in this case, you do a pair, BP and BNB, equal amounts. And basically you get a in this case a 127% APR. So that's a fairly good amount of money that you'll get per year. And there's even calculators, and note that the things will end up changing, because keep in mind how often you harvest and all that stuff will change. So say for example, we got $100 in. Just to keep math simple, we're going to get a 106 on top of what we have in there. So, but note that if you harvest this out through, then as the price increases on this other stuff, guess what? You're also making a crap ton on top of that. So say for example, what you're getting back in this case is cake, which is a different type of coin. And basically, if the cake value, which is at $20 right now, if it goes up to $40, well, this kind of goes up too. Even though you harvest it and only put in whatever amount. So if these go up in value, guess what? You also get more at the end of the day too. So yeah, just note that, and note the everything into that value-wise. In fact, that's how most of this works. You're going to find that if you mine stuff, GPU mine and whatever, that it's probably not worth it day-to-day type of situation. But if you plan to keep it for 5, 10, 15 years type of situation, then it's probably going to be very much worth it. Think about it like this, that if you were mining something like Bitcoin back in the day when it's worth $1, then you're probably only getting a couple cents at best per day, and more than not, you're be thinking that, well, it's not worth it at all. You're actually spending more money, since the processor at that time there was only processing money, but the processor would have a higher chance of burning up and it costs more. But if you held on to those coins all the way up to today, which is about $50,000 per coin, that's a crap ton of money. So yeah, just keep that in mind when you're doing this stuff. Note as far as farms, you got that, but note that you have to farm it depending on the actual system that you use. There's Compound, there's Pancake Swap, there's Uniswap, and a few other. I think even SafeMoon, the rumor is their main exchange is going to be centralized, but they're probably going to have a decentralized part of it. So just note that there's stuff coming out all the time, runes and whatnot. But with that, you also have pools which you can put into, and it does auto staking. And so in this case, we got a 72% per year. The next type of passive income, and one of my, I would say that's a good one to get into, especially if you don't really have a lot of money but have the machines to do it, is mining. Now, there's different type of minings. I'll get into other types in a little bit, but getting to GPU, CPU mining, which is what most people know about. Basically, you're using your graphic card to mine. I'm not going to get into details onto that. And note the specialized machines to mine whatever, like Bitcoin or whatever. Those are basically giant GPU mining machines that only do that one thing, and it's really for that one coin. So I advise that regular people stay away from those. One, those are like $5,000, $15,000 to start with, so it's quite a bit of money to jump into. I mean, most people can't afford it to start with, But even if you could, unless if you had the technical expertise and know-how and been around this for a while, it might be worth just sticking to normal GPU, CPU mining, specifically GPU mining. Now, I'll leave a link down below to this, and that way you can actually check out this particular site. I use it. I like it. One big thing it has is if you only have one miner, it's free. So your computer, but it also has a profit switcher. So whatever's profitable at that time, it will mine for that. One big thing I want to note though is Ethereum. You might want to keep an eye out on changes that are happening on Ethereum, because Ethereum is moving to Ethereum 2.0, and with Ethereum 2.0 they're trying to phase out mining altogether on this particular coin. There might be a grace period. I don't know. It's kind of up in the air. It's kind of even up in the air when Ethereum 2.0 will be out. But honestly, most people with the payouts on Ethereum in the pools, and I might make a video later on how to do mining particularly, but the payouts on the actual pools, it could take the average person up to 6 months to just hit the payout limit. So it might not be worth it, because there is a lot of risk. Because, you know, if mining is killed off in the next 3 months, and you still got 3 more months to mine to hit the payouts, yeah. And what happens if that actually does happen? I don't think most pools have an idea of how to handle that. So, get into a good one to mine is Ravencoin, but yeah, I mean you're taking a little bit of risk. Just do your research and figure out what's best for you. Now, you have other type of mining. This is not really mining, it's quote-unquote mining, but this particular one is Helium. Helium coin. It uses different type of radio stuff. So we got this type, which is IoT. We got 5G and so on. And they're expanding the overall system. But basically what this does is it uses you set up a radio thing, and by just setting it up, you get incentives for having that up. But when other radio things can actually see yours, with this proper hardware software on it, well, basically it will verify, okay, yours is up, yours is transmitting stuff and whatnot. So you get a little bit of extra incentive for that. They get a little bit extra incentive, which means that if your stuff can see a bunch of Helium miners, then guess what? You can verify all of them, and they can verify you. So there's a lot of activity there, so therefore you actually get a little bit more. Some people, they actually do make a decent amount. Depending on location, it could be up to in some cases like $1,000, but realistically what most people are finding, it's well within the couple dollars a day. And what some people are finding on average in the countryside is something like $100, $200 a month, whereas out in a city where it's a little bit more dense, you get a little bit different figures. So just note that. I would highly advise actually doing some research into this before you jump on in. Keep in mind the average cost on a lot of these miners is about $500, so it is pretty hefty. Again, do a lot of research, because a lot of these, they do not ship out until like 6 months later in some cases. Like when I bought mine, it's 12 to 20 weeks. So it is quite a bit of a wait in many cases. And do your research on which one that you kind of need in your area, or at least that you like the most. The most popular, in my opinion, is also Bobcat. So other type of mining is that's quote-unquote mining is hard drive mining. It's basically renting out your hard drive space. All the stuff going on to your computer is encrypted. Going out is whatever. It's kind of like the torrenting thing, except for you're really putting up the hard drive space to as quote-unquote rent. It's they call it mining, but it's whatever. Chai does this, and I think Filecoin does this. The amount of money you can get for that is not a lot, so note that. That's a big thing. But yeah, Now, as far as this, I want to mention between these two, between the regular mining, GPU, CPU mining, and also this other stuff, which is quote unquote mining. Well, the big thing that you need to keep in mind is, can you mine it? Probably, but can you? Is there an off ramp that you can use? So, being here in the United States, yeah, I can use VPNs to get around certain things, but realistically, I don't want to do that because it's a nightmare. So what I can do is easily see, oh, is this on Coinbase? Is it on Kraken? Is it on Binance US? Is it on KuCoin? Is it on one of these others which I have easy access to? Yes, no. And if it's not, then I tend to avoid it. There is a ton of things I can easily mine, and most other people can mine that they don't, simply because there is no way to get rid of it. There is no way to sell it when it comes time to selling. And it's not about, oh, in 5 years when you do sell it, it's going to be on Coinbase or whatever. There's no guarantee of that. So you need to kind of, go about and figuring this stuff out now versus later. So the other and very popular method is staking. Staking is actually very good because basically you soft staking is basically you hold a coin. VeChain does this. Algo currently does this as the time I record is. They're switching from that to lock staking, but basically just hold it and get more of the same coin. And a lot of times it compounds daily, if not more than that. So that's something that you might want to take a look into. But there's also lock staking, which is basically where you lock in your crypto coins for a set amount of time, and from that you actually get the actual coin. So Algo, they're doing a change, which basically you have to lock in your coins for something like 3 months, and then you have to vote every time there's a vote up, or delegate your stuff and hope that the person that or group that you delegate your coins to will actually vote every time. Obviously, if you use something like Coinbase or whatever, that is probably very much possible. But one big thing to note when it comes to that with the with that type of system, that you're locking your stuff in for 3 months. If you leave early, in some cases there are some coins there might be a penalty. For Algo, I don't think there is a penalty. You just don't get staking rewards. And for Algo's situation, which is not really coming with the voting part, if you miss a vote, then you don't get the staking rewards. So it's pretty hefty. And I believe Algo, their staking is going to be like something like 7% a year average. So I honestly, I'm kind of up in the air on that. Even if it's like 20%, I'm not really sure. So note that type of stuff. But also note that some of the things you can only stake on a given exchange. So also note that in itself. Like I can buy BNB and Binance US, but unless if I transfer over to Binance, regular Binance, and be able to keep that account and whatnot, it's whatever type of situation. Now what I do, and this is kind of a secret hint type of situation, being here in the United States, I'm not really supposed to be using Binance because their rules, but basically what I have on my Binance is where it automatically starts staking anything I throw in there. So I can buy Binance BNB on my Binance US or KuCoin and transfer it over to the my Binance account, and it will automatically move that in, and it will do staking rewards on that. Now transferring out, I still have to jump through hoops, but at least when I transfer it in, I don't have to worry about that. I just have to worry about the address and go from there. So with that, now as far as staking, again, one big thing that you need to keep in mind is the more money you throw at it, the more you can get. So in this case, let's say if we look at something like this, where it's 13% rewards, estimated rewards. Basically, you're looking at throw $1 million in, you get $130,000 back on average. This is saying that the price of the thing doesn't increase nor decrease by the end of the year. And chances are is it will probably increase depending on the year and stuff. So what that means is, yeah, you're getting 13 point whatever percent, but you're also getting more because the price overall is increasing, and you're not getting dollars or yen or whatever when you're staking. You're getting whatever coin. So in this case, Cardano, Solana, Ethereum, whatever. So whatever the price that they are at the time that you get it, well, that's more money in your pocket. So with that one in mind, there might be a few other methods that slip my mind for right now, but for the most part, this is pretty much it on passive income when it comes to this. Of course, you can use things like bots and whatnot, but honestly, that's a little bit more of a active. It's kind of a semi-passive, where if you use grid bots in the right way, technically you can actually throw them on and let them do their things for a long period of time, and use stuff like Telegram to get warnings. So in this case, let me see if this tells you anything. I don't know. I'm not sure if it does tell you anything, but basically on my Telegram application, I'm able to actually get notifications if the thing's about to hit the end of the grid bot one way or the other, and I can adjust from there. So you can do a passive thing, and there's a few other things with bots you can do to make it passive on that side, but it's not as passive as all this other, and there's a little bit difference in rules and whatnot that you might run into. But anyways, with that one in mind, hopefully this helped you out and understand this, and leave a like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you next video. Have a great day.